This episode of the Pu'u Muay Thai podcast is brought to you by pmtlifestyle.com, authentic Muay Thai lifestyle by Pu'u. Definitely go check out the website at pmtlifestyle.com for some awesome lifestyle merchandise. That's for those of you out there either involved in Muay Thai, looking at getting involved in Muay Thai, and embrace a healthier lifestyle to live the life of Nak Muay. Go check it out. Happy New Year. It is January 2nd, 2023. This is Jonathan here. I have the upcoming podcast. It was recorded in 2022 in Thailand. I think it was like one of my last days there. I had a ton of awesome experiences out there. Great time with our Muay Thai training camp in Bangkok and in Phuket. Definitely was able to catch up with a lot of the people I was hoping to catch up with. It was an amazing time. I'm going to have another episode that kind of touches up on that. But for now, stay tuned for our podcast episode with Mr. Shawn Gorman. And make sure to give us a like, follow over on Instagram, TikTok. If you're interested in training in Thailand, don't hesitate to reach out at Pu'u Muay Thai on Instagram. You can also shoot us an email, contact@muaythaiventura.com. You can always contact us at pmtlifestyle.com. Okay, I'm here at Naomin Batsibat, okay, 88 Living with Mr. Shawn Gorman. We've been hanging out the past couple of days. And we didn't really know each other until a week ago?
Yeah. Fairtex fight?
Yeah, the Fairtex fight. That was 2 weeks ago, I think, over 2 weeks ago. Can you scoot a little bit closer just to make sure the mic picks you up good? Thanks. So you're from Philadelphia, and you just came to Thailand. We happened to be here at the same time. Matt was like, yo, you should meet Shawn. Matt Lucas said I should meet you. He's like, oh, Shawn's here at the Fairtex fights. You should say hi.
Yeah.
And then you ended up being in Phuket at the same time I was too.
Yeah.
But you ended up with the staph infection?
First day, staph
infection. Yeah. Boom, right in the leg.
Every time I go to Phuket, I have something bad happen to me, so back in Bangkok.
And I think I was telling you, is like, I'm not, I've been to Bangkok, Phuket so many times and never had any issues. This is my first time.
Nice.
So, and I ended up getting some kind of weird, allergic reaction that got infected. So I have no fucking idea what it is, but we both spent 2 hours at the clinic yesterday, right?
Yeah.
That was about 2 hours, right?
Yeah, it felt
longer.
Felt like that. Felt long.
So getting all treated, that's just part of the course out here. But you came on this trip. How long were you planning on being here for?
2 to 3 months.
2 to 3 months.
But I was going to try to figure out how to be here long term.
Yeah, and we might have an opportunity, and that's why we're here, and now I'm in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about, Muay Thai. How long have you been doing Muay Thai for?
Almost 8 years.
8 years. Oh, only 8 years?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then is that primarily on the East Coast?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Philadelphia.
And then I think Matt had posted something for you before.
Yeah, he had a promo video.
Yeah. And then I saw you at World Games qualifiers. You were fighting my friend Travis.
Yeah.
That's when I first saw you in person, I think. You actually fighting. I probably ran into you somewhere else, but that's the first time I was like, oh, okay, this guy's pretty good. And then now you're in Thailand. You were at FA Group, then you were at Phuket Fight Club. Now you might be up here in Bangkok.
Yep.
So kind of just going around until, what's the goal for you being out here?
My goal is to just immerse myself into the culture and start fighting out here more regularly and kind of just be more consistent. Yeah.
With fighting and stuff. Fight more consistently.
Yeah, more Muay Thai, less American style.
Do you know who Andrew Capurro is?
No.
He's out here. He's from the West Coast, but he's in Phuket.
Okay.
He fought against Nong Rose on that fight circus.
Nice.
The trans fighter.
Oh, yeah.
It was viral video because it looks like a guy knocking out a girl. But really it's a guy that's transitioning to a woman. But I think he had 11 fights out here last year.
Nice.
Yeah, this year.
Once a month. That's the goal.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I think that's the kind of consistency you're looking for then?
Yeah.
Stuff like
Once
that.
a month would be great if I could make some nice purse.
Yeah.
And live comfortably out here.
Yeah. With for you for Muay Thai and stuff, how'd you get started?
I saw this person I knew of through like the punk scene, and her name is Mary B, or Mary Burator, and she was fighting out of Philadelphia, and I thought she was like the coolest person I've ever seen in my life.
Because of Muay Thai?
Yeah, because she was like fighting. And I didn't know anything about Muay Thai, and I was like, I want to be near that person more. I want to like learn what she's doing and understand it, and then
I saw her change quite a bit too for the better. Yeah.
I just saw like a static vision of who she was. She's a badass. She's like in bands and fighting people and stuff. So it's like I want to do that.
That sounds fun.
And then something about her demeanor was just very attractive to me. And I was like, I want more of that in myself. So I like joined the gym that she was at and became good friends, and we ended up living together, and we're really good friends. They inspired me
to continue training. Did you ever have a time where you wanted to quit?
Yeah, so many times.
Yeah, like did you have any particular one that stuck in your mind that was like a pivotal point, you think?
Last year I almost quit.
Really?
Yeah, before I came here.
Was it before? Oh, before you came here?
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay.
Like a month before, 2 months, and the idea of planning a trip to come to Thailand felt like the dumbest thing I could be doing. But I feel like it's like the pre-trip jitters where you're like, what is this for?
Yeah, what am I doing this for, right?
I should be like working a 9 to 5,
or I could be saving money, be here, do private lessons, do whatever.
Buy a car, get a normal life going, whatever that means. But then if I look back and I didn't do this, I would regret it for the rest of my life. And just I gotta do this before.
For sure.
I can't.
Yeah. So how old do you know?
Huh?
How old are you?
33.
33. Yeah, it's like the same age.
Yeah, I've been here 3 times before, but not long term. So the goal is like a year minimum.
Yeah.
But 3 months is good for me.
2 or 3 years is really what you're looking for, huh?
That'd be great.
Yeah, that's really what you're looking for. Well, hopefully it ends up working out, and that's kind of why I was like, I wanted to document this a little bit.
Yeah.
For you to have something to look back on, think about like your intentions, and for other people that are out there that are thinking this way. Because even me, before this trip, I was like trying to talk myself out of it. I already had my ticket booked and everything.
Yeah, it felt like the worst idea.
Yeah, it's the same. And I think part of that, though, Shawn, I think had to do with COVID, and we all got stuck like in this different new routine that became like our normal, right?
Yeah.
Because before COVID, you'd probably be like, yeah, Thailand, like, fuck yeah, let's do it.
Oh yeah, in the beginning of COVID, I was like, I'm getting myself ready. I was like running 10K every day. I was like ready to fight, and then slowly just burn out. After 6 months, I was like,
nothing's opening.
This is never happening again.
It's like, you're like, am I ever going to get back to being able to fight again? I had like these thoughts during that time. Like, that's why I went to Angkor Wat and all that stuff this time, because I was like, if it opens, that's why I'm doing the Sakyan and stuff. I'm like,
nice.
I want Angkor Wat, Sakyan. The goal is to fight and stuff like that here. I had some stuff, hurdles before leading up to out here that like didn't let me train as much too. I think I was saying about like migraines and stuff like that.
Yep.
But it's just like, but once you hear, you're like, oh yeah, like,
it's like this is what I'm here for.
This is why did I worry? But I think it's just because it had been so long, and you had the COVID, and you had a lot of lifestyle changes and stuff too.
Yeah.
Me personally too, I had a lot of change in the past year. So
I feel more grounded just coming here. If I could come here once a year or stay here long term, like, it's worth it. Even for like 3 weeks, even though you got to be on top of your skin health for 3 weeks.
It's easy, like, especially Phuket, because people, like, for me, I'm like, oh yeah, of course it happened there. It's not like because the gyms are dirty necessarily. It's that it's rainy, it's more humid,
the
heat, and it's like, it's the jungle.
And also, like, foreigners don't care about your skin health. They don't care about their skin health till it hits them.
Well, what happens too is a lot, I think people are here a short time.
So like,
so there's like, oh fuck it, I'm just gonna train. I'll just deal with it when I get home, not realizing how it affects other people. Which I think it's very funny, because you went this whole thing with COVID where it's like your actions are hurting other people. And for me, I always thought this way about staff and all these things, right?
Yeah.
And like being sick while training. I was always like, man, like people weren't mindful of that before.
Yeah,
like,
people just like put on long sleeve shirts and train and hide their staph or whatever.
Ugh.
It's nasty.
For those that don't know, I've talked about staph infections before on the podcast. You know, if you're listening on this, go check out my hygiene podcast. I can't remember what episode it is. I'll see if I can find it in the show notes. But, you know, staph infections can kill people. People die from staph.
Yeah, what's it called when you can't treat it?
MRSA.
Yeah, it's not good.
No, you had to get like surgery to get it removed and stuff like that. My friend had it in his arm. He had a giant hole that went through his bicep. Yeah, it was nasty. And that was from somebody who just probably decided to either A, walk on the mat with their shoes, or B, not wash their shit repeatedly and get it all over. So it's just so easy to get, and it lives on your skin and stuff too. But kind of give a reference for everybody that's training Phuket. It's not that it's the gym necessarily being dirty. It's just some of the people that come through there don't have that. They're probably pretty new to some of this stuff. You know, they don't have that same. You've been doing 8 years. You learn a lot in the first like 3, 4, or 5 years about how you should take care of your body, right?
Yeah.
And
some trial and error, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like you have people tell you, and you're like, yeah, and then you're like, oh, that's why they told me to do that.
I definitely learned the hard way.
Yeah. Bang the head against the wall a couple times, you'll learn that there's not a pad there, right? For you, what got you to do your first like fight? What did your first fight look like?
I was flying to Florida
for IKF?
A tournament, yeah, IKF.
IKF Classic, nice.
And I remember being like on that plane and being like, what am I doing? Why am I flying to fight someone? Like, this is my first time. But it was a great experience. Just like see how I do in the ring.
How did you do in the tournament?
I lost the first fight.
Oh man, it was a decision loss though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you got to fight a full fight. Yeah.
Yeah. It was fine. I started fighting like 3 months after training.
Yeah, me too.
So it's just like
go
throw me in. I've never done a sport in my life.
That's like the most. Do you even remember any of it? Like briefly.
I remember after the fight, I was in the hotel and I was like, all right, well, I should start doing push-ups. Just started like working out. I was like, I need to get back in shape. Or just like 2 hours after a fight. But yeah, gotta be a little crazy to do this.
Yeah, well, doing it like that too, like 3 months in, like it's hard.
Yeah.
You know, it's very exhausting because people don't understand it's like a skill and it takes time to learn the skill.
Yeah.
It's like, can you learn some basics and go in the ring? Yeah, sure.
Body mechanics and breathing and cardio.
Movement, balance.
Stress.
Performance anxiety stuff, dealing with that is a very like real thing too.
Yeah.
Like planning that, it takes time.
It ebbs and flows. I feel like the harder the fights get, the harder it gets, but the easier it gets in some ways.
It took me like 6 years to really get my mental shit together.
Yeah, it took me 8 years.
Yeah, it like really is like it's like now you can just go out, go perform, you know?
Yeah.
It's
it's not like getting rid of those problems. It's just like shortening the problems.
And knowing how to manage it better, right?
Yeah.
They only give it attention when it needs attention.
Yeah. I mean, it's there for a reason.
Yeah. It's natural.
Yeah, the longevity of those problems can hurt you, so just shortening it is the most productive thing you can do.
Mm-hmm. For somebody, like if you were going to go back and tell yourself when you first started, what would be like some advice you'd give yourself? While we're waiting for that answer, if you are looking to maintain your mental focus, attention to detail, and to be able to work at a higher capacity, I highly recommend you go check out the supplements from Onnit, specifically Alpha Brain. Alpha Brain is a supplement I use multiple times per week. A lot of people ask me how I stay on top of everything. That is one of the keys that I use to be able to stay on top of my training, to be able to stay on top of work, to be able to stay on top of my personal life. It's definitely one of those things that you don't really understand it until you try it. It's not a drug, I swear. Go check it out. We have the link in the show notes. By purchasing through our affiliate link, it actually helps support the podcast directly. You also get a small 10% discount. Go check it out. Onnit, Alpha Brain. And if you do end up using it and you like it, give me a shout out. Let me know. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Man, I don't know. Go with your gut. Trust your instincts. But yeah, just keep going.
Just keep going, don't stop,
Yeah,
right? I
don't
think that's
stop.
like the Muay Thai mindset.
I lost my first 3 fights, but it was fine. I didn't care.
I think I lost 2 and won.
Nice.
Yeah. So it was like, well, my one win was in Thailand. The other one, the guy I lost to, I ended up becoming friends with him. I officiate with him in Arizona.
Yeah.
So,
It took me 3 years for things to click. I remember winning the B class for TBAs. And I remember that was like when everything clicked, like having 4 fights in a weekend.
it allowed you to like really get it down, right?
Yeah, your rhythm and everything was just like in the pocket at that moment.
So do you think, I have a theory on this, and I don't know if I've mentioned it to you, but for fighters like amateur fighters in the U.S., how important do you think tournaments are versus like fight nights?
Tournaments are great. They're both serve their purpose. Tournaments are cool because you don't have the whole room focusing on you, so you can just worry about you and yourself and your coach. And super fights or normal fights are good too because it is like all eyes are on you, and that's a good thing to work with and work through.
So what would you say, like if somebody's just trying to fight for fun, right? Like just do it like hobby fight.
Tournaments are great.
Yeah.
I think tournaments, less pressure on you.
And I think I was talking to you about this, but like I actually broke down like the cost analysis of it. So like a tournament in general costs probably about $2,400 with the travel and like stuff and time off work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And training and dieting and everything. Like a fight night is about $1,400. So
if it's local, yeah.
Yeah, if it's local.
Okay.
So that I like that you added that. Thank you, Shawn. So that's what it's like. Hey, I'm driving an hour to weigh-ins or something like that, or at 2 hours.
I mean, there's privilege having a tournament near you.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have WKs, which is pretty good tier for tournaments, especially for entry level.
Mm-hmm.
That was like an hour drive.
Oh,
It was great. It
lucky.
was beautiful.
Yeah.
Flying to Arizona, getting a taxi, spending all this money. I had $100 taxi in Denver trying to get to my hotel.
Ugh.
It was so bad.
Yeah, with the tournaments and stuff too, it's like, I think I broke it down for you. So it's like $2,400, but if you win, you're guaranteed a fight. Like how many times have you had a fight pull out the week of at weigh-ins?
It's terrible.
Like if you're gonna give a number, how many do you think?
10.
At least 10. So that's easily like around $15,000. Like
Yeah.
down the drain.
Time off work to train a lot. And yeah, you might already bought a ticket, you have a nutritional coach or whatever you need to get by. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I told people while I was like, hey, start with the tournaments, because you can build everything else around that, especially if you're not sure if you want to do this professionally, like fighting professionally.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, it's a bigger, like, upfront investment, but you're guaranteed you're going to fight at least once.
Yeah.
And then if you fight 4 times, that cost of $2,400 comes out to about $600 each fight. So it's like when you chunk it up, it's like you get the best bang for your buck with it. And if anybody's listening to this too, let me know. I have a whole guide that I'm selling for $5 for coaches that talks about all this, has it all broken down, has a whole guide for tournaments that I'm recommending to our team in 2023. And these tournaments they have every year, just the dates aren't going to be the same. So if you're listening to this in end of 2023, you can still get the guide. I might have an updated one. I'll do my best to update it every year, but no promises. But reach out to me at Pu'u Muay Thai on Instagram. You can also contact me at PMT Lifestyle. Email me directly and stuff as well. So I decided to get that little plug because it's something that people, unless you've been in it, it's hard to understand that. Like if someone would have told you that up front, you'd be like, oh, like I'm gonna do the one that costs less.
Yeah.
It's like it makes sense.
Yeah, but then you got one fight.
Yeah, and then, or maybe not. Maybe it gets pulled out.
Yeah.
Right? And then...
So easy, so common.
Have you seen people who have that happen and they stop fight, like they just don't fight?
Yeah. Or like, a lot of demands are made from them for like little turnover, like a fight. It's just one fight. But like, the most demands are
From them
just for that one fight. So that kills people. Like cutting a lot of weight or just doing things they've never done before, which,
And a lot of people, I feel like, don't trust in the process. The coach is like, don't worry about it. Like, you're good. Like, well, we have this all dialed in. Like, we'll tell you what to do when it comes time.
Yeah. You say they don't trust.
Like, some of the, like, you're like, hey, this is how we're going to do it. And then they start freaking out.
Yeah.
They try to, like, they look online for stuff and everything. And, like, they start doing stuff and not listening to their coach. Have you seen that?
All the time, yeah.
I had a specific thing about, like, water loading. So I was very big about just, hey, use, like, regular filtered water. Like, you know, non-distilled water was the big thing. I'm like, non-distilled.
Don't do
So
distill.
this person was freaking out. I wanted to hear your thought on that in a second. But this person was freaking out, and they looked up online, like, oh, distilled water. I'm going to start drinking distilled. And they showed up, and it was like the second to last day of water loading. I'm like, yo, when the fuck did you start drinking distilled water? They're like, oh, well, I was freaking out on my way. No. I'm like, so you decide not to listen to me and do your own thing and look up at something online when you're paying me good money for this stuff. And now you just probably made your weight cut significantly harder. Oh, I didn't know. I'm like, because you didn't talk to me.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't distrust the process. So, and they ended up, it was at WKA. It fucked up their weight cut big time. So what's your experience with distilled water?
Yeah, I mean, I remember thinking about it, and I like asked someone, "What about this? This doesn't
Have
do
like
anything
the
for you." I don't even know. It just doesn't have any minerals or anything.
Yeah, so your
in
body just pisses it out.
it. Yeah, so I asked my friend, and then they're like, "No." I was like, "Okay." So I asked someone for resources. Who knew the resources?
Yeah.
So.
That's where, did you know, like, most of the water here is distilled.
Okay.
Yeah, they have mineral water at the store.
Yeah.
It's like mineral or something like that. But this is actually distilled. It's for this bottle of water. Yeah, I guess most of the water here in Thailand. That's why they're big on the electrolytes.
Okay.
Adding electrolyte
That's
packets.
good to know right now. I had no idea.
Yeah. You know, Henry, the Yakiai Muay Thai, they posted something about it, about how most of it is distilled. And my friends were telling me this, like, hey, you should drink this water instead. I didn't know, they didn't tell me why. But now I know why, because most of it's distilled.
Oh, it's great to know. Here I know. I'm learning more things.
So, I think with the distilled, you end up, and I think that's why you end up cramping more out here, is because people don't know this.
Yeah.
And that, like, drinking distilled water, it leaches you of your, like, magnesium, potassium, those things that prevent cramping.
Yeah.
This just pushes it all out. So that's why you have to put the electrolyte packets to drink some mineral water and stuff like that too.
Yeah, I take my magnesium supplements.
Oh, nice.
I'm nervous about that.
What kind? Like pills?
They're like the little dissolving things.
Caplets? Oh, like Calm?
Yeah.
Calm. Yeah, I use Calm also.
Yeah, it's great.
I traveled through the airport with like a bag of it. And it's just like white powder. They didn't check it. They're just like, oh yeah, go.
It's all these foreigners with their protein supplements, they're used to it.
Yeah, they're like, protein supplement? Okay. Like, taste it, get a little gummy of it, a little gummer. Going into, for like, being out here in Thailand, your first time you came to Thailand, what year was it?
2017.
2017? Oh, nice. I was out here then too.
Yeah, I went with Mary.
Oh, where'd you guys go?
I went to Sitsang Penang.
Sitsang Penang.
And she...
They were big at that time. They had a lot of foreigners going there. I think that's when Angela Chang was there.
Yeah, Mary B and I went there. Then Mary went to Sitman Chai because she's like glued to them as like family. She really loves them. But I hung out with Angela Chang and Henry Lee was there too. It was like a really good team of people. So that was fun. Yeah, that's how I met Henry Lee.
Oh, okay. So they have, and he's opened up a gym down in Phuket also, right?
Yeah.
What part
really
of Phuket
nice.
is it?
Chalong.
In Chalong.
Yeah.
Where is Chalong?
Right next to the Soy Muay Thai Street. It's like at the end of it.
Oh.
So if you're driving on the Soy Muay Thai Street with like Tiger Muay Thai and Phuket top teams, you go across the street to the end. He's right there.
Do you know what it used to be? Because there was a big building.
It was like a bunch of Chinese restaurants.
Oh, and they just demoed out all the walls inside, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it was wild looking. Before they renovated it, it was like the roof was missing because during COVID, a bunch of people stole the tin from the roof. And like it was just like pillaged.
It was just totally like people were taking copper wire from it and shit like that.
Everyone just like did that to abandoned businesses pretty much, and then they got it for a pretty good deal because of that.
Nice. Yeah, I saw all the renovations. I'm like, oh shit, that's a big building too.
Yeah, the walls looked really cool too. They kept the one wall, but the place is really nice. Yeah, right now they have someone from Jockey Gym guest coaching there, so it's a good place to train.
Yeah, I want to go check it out next time I'm out here. If I can, or when I come out here like a long-term trip, go down Phuket again.
Yeah, sure. Plenty of space to train, so
it's always good.
Still new, they need that street sign, they're all set then.
Yeah, it takes a while. Like the Phuket Muay Thai just got their street sign.
Oh, nice.
Like while I was there, he's like, "Yeah, we're getting it," but he's like, "Meant like this coming tomorrow."
Seriously, that's probably like the most important thing in Thailand.
Yeah, especially in Phuket, because all the foreigners,
they just see it, they're like, "Let's go." Because I think most foreigners like me, they will just travel through Thailand and just find something with their eyes and
go to it. Yeah. Well, it's like I found like a Muay Thai gym just like down the street. I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go check this out. Like that looks cool." It's like that. I'm gonna go see what it's about.
Yeah. So, you can find the best food just by stumbling upon it. It's so good.
Yeah, like today we went to Wat Samti Asok. Like you would have never found that unless you're just wandering around.
It doesn't exist on maps.
That's why everybody's like, how did you hear about this place? It's like we paid 40 baht for like a giant platter of vegan food.
Yeah, it's like $1.15.
$1. Yeah, not even $1.30. I think like $1.10.
Nice.
Yeah, for lunch.
So good.
Good food. Going into diet. So you were vegan for 13 years.
Yep.
All right. Now you're went back to eating meat and animal protein and stuff, right?
Yeah.
What was the big change in that for you? So just having to worry about it, or
I needed to pivot. I wanted to have more resources on dieting, and I feel like as a vegan, the resources were very specific people in the industry can sell you a good diet, but I don't know. I felt like my body wasn't responding the same as it used to. I'm getting a little bit older, so I always felt bloated, and I also acquired a weird diet, so I needed to get out of that, but I was like 80-20 raw vegan.
Oh yeah, that's right, you were eating raw.
Yeah, so like I was eating like 7 mangoes. It wasn't good.
I had a friend who's doing that. He was eating like 20 bananas a day, like weird shit like that.
Yeah,
but he was 100% raw.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
I was eating. Was that who was that?
I don't know. It was just not in Muay Thai.
Oh, okay.
No, he's just one of my friends who was doing it for a while. I'm like, dude, you're not gonna be able to sustain this.
Yeah, I mean.
And he didn't. But he did it for like 6 months.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, that'll affect your mental health.
He needed it though. He used to do like this guy. We used to party a lot. I'm like, yeah, you probably need the detox from like the teenage years, bro.
I think more than 9 bananas a day is like poison, but it's crazy.
You'd eat a lot, man. I don't know how you did. You cook them up and stuff like that. Plantain, all that.
But yeah, I was 80-20 raw. I did the USMF or the IFMA qualifiers for America, and I made weight every day. I was walking around real light, and then after that, I couldn't lose weight again. My body was like, nope,
hold on,
you're not doing that ever again. So I was like, I don't know what's going on with my body weight or if anything. Like nothing is getting off of me. Couldn't shed a pound, and then I just stopped eating vegan.
Ugh.
Just started eating like salmon and eggs. I kept it pretty strict.
I was talking to Angela too. She was saying it wasn't a power thing for her. She started eating eggs because she said she's like, I hate lentils. She was getting low in iron.
Yeah.
So it's like eating eggs and stuff like that and fish can help with that, right? For me, I have no problem. I eat anything.
Yeah, lentils are fine. Not every day, but
no, I can't. I get too bloated with them.
Yeah.
Like two times a week is okay for me.
Yeah, it's great.
If I eat more than that, it's kind of like, lentils, Unless it's like $1 or something like that, you go to Indian food and have it with like some samosa and like roti.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to get out of like the crash dieting that I used to do. I used to just kind of go all in for dieting and then like lose a lot of weight real quick, gain it back, and like just mess up your body. So consistency is key for that. Like fight week, maybe change it up a little bit.
Well, yeah,
some people go keto.
You'll learn here, so at the gym here, if you just eat what they give you, you'll be fine.
Nice.
Yeah, I always lose weight when I'm here, not only at the gym.
Yeah.
Like I'll eat a little bit in between, or like on the weekends, but it's like 80 or 90% is from there, because that's what you're eating, all the stuff that they're feeding the kids, just bigger portion. And they feed the kids here. That's their investment. So it's like feeding the racehorse. They're not going to feed them shit, right?
Yeah. Also, home cooked Thai food is the best thing in the world. So.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's like one of those things I was jonesing for when we came back here. So one of the guys that came back and was like, I've been waiting for 3 years to come back here for this, for home cooked food. So everybody's always like, oh man, it's so good. So I have another question for you. So a question I ask a lot of people in Muay Thai: left kick or right kick?
Left kick?
Yeah, left
First,
kick.
yeah.
Why?
I mean, I'm southpaw, so.
Bastard. It's the weapon of choice.
Yeah.
So can you explain what you mean by that? Because like everybody has I get a lot of people who listen to the podcast. Maybe they didn't hear the other ones, and everybody has their own reason. But why are you saying left kick as southpaw?
I mean, for left kick for southpaw, or honestly, or orthodox, I don't care what stance you're in, but it's the power side, or it's like the open side for your opponents.
Orthodox, yeah.
So it's the best spot to place a kick towards the ribs or
in their
any
liver
midsection. Yeah. My analysis on kicks is I like to throw my right low kick, my right head kick, and my left body kick.
That makes sense.
Everything else is kind of.
And that's you as a southpaw versus like an orthodox person, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so because that's where you're doing 90% of the time.
Yeah. When I'm southpaw versus southpaw, it's right kicks. Everything. Yeah. Because my right kick is good.
Nice.
I just don't
get to use it that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not as applicable.
Yeah, that's the orthodox. Like when you find orthodox people, it's not that often. So a right body kick. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What I found like left body kick works a lot for too, especially pinning the arm a lot too.
Yeah.
Prevents people from really like punch heavy people.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I learned like early on in my career. Like I fucking hate hard punchers.
Yeah.
So I learned how to use like that, just like that standstill body kick, just wham, right when they throw the jab, just boom, pop it right up into their body.
Yeah, if they like to catch a kick, just aim a little higher.
Yeah.
And then, arms a little lower if they like to punch you after.
Mm-hmm. So if people want to follow your journey while you're out here, how can they find you?
I'm on Instagram at Tofu Quinoa.
Tofu Quinoa. That's your vegan.
That's my vegan name.
And now you're eating meat, which is funny. You should just post a fat steak on there one day. Just put like #vegan or something like that.
Yeah.
Trigger everybody. That'd be great.
I'm still vegan.
Yeah. You're like, I just try to eat more. I eat meat in my diet.
Yeah, I'm just vegan when I sleep.
Vegan water, vegan coffee.
I get some weird dreams.
Oh shit. So, would you have any advice for people who are like coming from your perspective? This would be another thing. Is like, what's your advice for people coming out to Thailand?
Try not to just take. Don't just take. Try to give back to people who are giving you advice, or your coaches, the person who cooks the food for you. Try to give back. Ask for their name.
Yeah, talk to them.
Give and take.
What I do for the trainers and the kids sometimes, I'll buy sponsor the it's like the Thai Gatorade essentially.
Like concentrate.
Yeah. So what I'll do is like sometimes I'll just buy everybody like a sponsor for the afternoon.
Nice.
It's like bring it for everybody. It's like little things like that. Those go a long way, I think.
Yeah. Or buy your coach a drink if you drink. I would do that if you group.
The trainer's drink?
Yeah.
Careful, for anybody out there, let me give you some advice on that too. Don't do this right away. Because the thing is, it's not everybody that's like this, but a lot of Thai trainers come from poverty. And they look at you, Shawn, they look at me as like foreigner. I must have all the money in the world.
Yeah.
Right? So they'll think of it, like if you're buying it for me, then it becomes like expected almost.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Yeah, so people have to be aware of that too. So if it ever becomes expected and you're like, wait, why am I doing this? Like, look at it for what it is, and I wouldn't judge the person wholeheartedly for it. Like, you have to look at it from their perspective too. For them, they might be thinking it's no problem for you, and that's why you're offering it. So just for anybody that's listening out there, keep that in mind. Any words you want to give? Final words you want to give, Shawn?
Read the room. Just learn by watching. Don't run in the park with a shirt off. If someone has a shirt on, wear a shirt.
That's like Thailand etiquette is what running with the shirt. Yeah.
Just kind of like you're gonna be learning every day you're here, like what's etiquette, not just respect the culture to some what you can. They don't expect too much from foreigners, but
they just expect you to understand. They're trying to get you to understand why and stuff like that too. Cool. Well, I'll make sure to link you down in the show notes. Thanks for coming in, and good luck on your journey, man.
Thanks.
All right, that's it today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys are listening on iTunes, please go leave a review. It means the world to me if you enjoy the content, or if you like hearing about all the stuff that has to do with Muay Thai and what we're doing.